Can't hear the money talk here in another video, so I had to redo this video. So a couple weeks ago, I said I was going to give away some of my ebooks for free. So it's been 2 weeks, but I haven't had anybody request for the ebook, unfortunately. So in this video, I'm just going to put tile free ebook giveaway. And if I get some requests, I might do the draw on Saturday. If it's only one person that asks for the ebook, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give that person 5 ebooks for free of their choice. That's what I'm going to do. Man, all that ice is gone. Well, basically, I just put apple juice in, and like my mom taught me this. She put like apple juice in the blender, put some ice in it, turn on, and it's actually pretty good. There's usually some ice, but this time there's like no ice. Pretty interesting. But anyway, I actually was expecting quite a bit of people to request to get the free ebooks. So I plan on doing like a draw. Also draw like the names of the people that request for the ebooks. Then I was gonna do the drawing that same week, but not a single person request the ebook. So this is to celebrate 800 subscribers. I've been saying I was gonna do it ever since I hit 777. So if you are subscribed to me and you want to check out any of these ebooks, they're Amazon ebooks, by the way. So if you have a Kindle, you'll be able to read it. I think you could also read it on your smartphone. But anyway, if you want to see what ebooks I was talking about, I'll have a link down here to that video. I talk about all the ebooks. Well, not every single ebook I made. I mean, there was actually one. There was like some I left out. Like there's one that I'm currently. I actually got done writing it, but I ain't talking about it because it's not published yet. I just need an editor to fix it up before I publish it on Amazon. Then there was another one. It was like one of the early ebooks I made. It was called Time Zone. Let's see, could I find that one? That's why I did not talk about that video. And there's a reason I didn't talk about it, because it probably needs like more editing. Because it was like my first ebook I made. Let's see, could I find Time Zone? Let's see, does it pop up? Yeah, it is like the first ebook I ever made. I think it was called Time Zone. I had that story myself, so I know it probably needs more editing. I mean, if I had the editing skills, then I wouldn't need an editor. I could do it all by myself. But this one might be a little controversial. If I can find it. Maybe I deleted it. Some books I actually have deleted because I didn't like it. I thought it was like too controversial, so I deleted it. So there might have been like 1 or 2 ebooks I had that I actually just got rid of because I thought it was just controversial. Or there's just something I just didn't like about it. I didn't want to be associated with certain books. In that case, some stories, if I don't want to be associated, I just make up a name. Like there's this story I did make. I think it's like the last story I published. It's called the Blank Witch. I said blank, but I'm not gonna talk about what it is. I'm not gonna go fully what it is on YouTube because I won't be demonetized. I just say there's a little boy. He makes a witch, and it does come true. So if you want that book, yeah. Or you want to know more details about that book, maybe I'll just put my email address down here. You want more details about the books, I'll even give you the full name of that story. I just don't want to put it on here because the title, I might get demonetized just saying the title. So the Blank Witch, a little boy he's frustrated. There's something that he thinks is unfair that girls get to do that boys just don't. So he makes some type of witch. So yeah, if you want to know what that is, I'll just have my email address down here. Then there are some other stories, my Nightfall stories. I think I made like five? I think I had like 5 or 6 of them published. I was supposed to have I actually made quite a bit of stories with Nightfall. Let's put it this way. If it was a series, I would have enough for 6 seasons. Because the first story I made with Nightfall, she's like in the 7th grade. And the last one I made, she's in the 12th grade. She actually graduated. Well, of course, her story doesn't stop in the 12th grade. I just took a break from it. But right now, she's young right now. She's only like, the last story I made, she's like 14 in like the later story I made. I think the last book I made with Nightfall is Riff Raff. He's like some kind of Mexican gang member. And he's pretty violent, this Riff Raff guy. Him and his goons, they actually have a grudge with this cop that arrests him. They beat the cop up, even threatened to chop out one of his sister's arms. In case you want to know who Nightfall is, she's basically a vigilante, kind of like Green Arrow, Batman. She sort of don't have powers. It depends on how you see it. So she took like a ninja serum, so it makes her like peak human. So she's as strong and fast as it is humanly possible to be without being classified as superhuman. So she can run about 30 miles per hour. So it's fast enough to get away from. If there was like a SWAT team at her, she'll be fast enough to outrun every single one of them. And it's not that she's not just fast either. She could like run for like a long time, thanks to the ninja serum. So she's a maximum human capacity. So that's what peak human is. You can even type in peak human. See, it will tell you what it is. So not quite superhuman. Although there are some superhumans in the story. I just haven't got to it yet on Amazon. I mean, I have it written down. I just haven't published on Amazon yet. But there are superhumans in the story. But there's another story that's connected to a night. It's in the same universe as Nightfall. It's called Cover Agent Kent. Yeah, he's named after me and my friend. I took my friend's middle name. I took my middle name, put it together. So Agent Kent, he's basically just a normal high schooler. He graduated. And he's in the same situation that a lot of those young people are in. We're being pressured what you want to do with your life. Because obviously we can't be a kid forever. That used to frustrate me as a kid. I was just happy being a kid. And one day it's like, oh yeah, you'll be a man one day. That frustrated me. And they used to always be like, whoa, what are you going to do with your life? So I understand that. I know y'all in the same situation. So Cover Agent Kent is supposed to be relatable to the readers. He has no idea what he want to do with his life. But then he meets a cover agent recruiter. He tells him about Cover, what it is. So Cover it's like the military, the CIA, and the police force all in one. But they do things that the normal military and police force don't deal with. For one thing, they do deal with superhumans. So if there's like some dude with super strength going around beating people up, assaulting women, they would send a cover squad to take care of this super strong freak. And they deal with other types of people that have powers. So somebody had they was like Magneto, they control metal. Cover agent, they would do research, see what kind of powers certain ex-humans have. So somebody like Magneto, they would not use metal guns or metal bullets. They would use either stone guns made out of stone or plastic. Shooting the gun would shoot glass out, maybe diamonds. Something that Magneto cannot control. That's how they would take him down, with the glass bullets, non-metal bullets. Then the court also made a futuristic story where, I'm not sure, let's see how I find it. Girls of the Planet. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So I'm looking at it right now. So 16-year-old student Jake, along with 7 other students, wake up nearly 2,000 years in the future. So you're probably wondering, why do they wake up 2,000 years in the future? Well, basically, Jake and these 7 other students, they was taking a class, a science class, and their project was to be put asleep for it was only supposed to be a few days. But it ended up being 2,000 years. Because while they was sleeping in these cryonetic, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's what freezes you. It freezes your body. So you're at Spence animation. So in that time, you do not age. Honestly, it probably won't be like that in real life, but in fiction it is. So Jake, he's actually 2,000. He's over 2,000 years old, but biologically he's only 16. And they learned that an EMP hit Earth 800 years later, causing anything made by electricity not to work. So yeah, that happened. This putting humanity backwards in technology. If that wasn't shocking enough, women are now the stronger sex thanks to an ancient scientist who altered the X chromosome of baby girls several centuries earlier. And Jake he meets a girl named Thea who's in charge of the tribe. So it's pretty interesting. She takes the teenagers there and let them stay in their village. Because obviously they can't go home because their home don't exist no more. However, her evil cousin Vegas has other plans. After discovering that 8 teenagers are from the computer age, she believes she could get them to build high-tech weapons that will allow her to rule all tribes and create her own America. Jake and Thea also start to grow closer. You know where that's going. Jake, however, don't believe he has a chance with Thea since he's a nerd and she's a warrior, but Thea just might surprise him. Because all the girls are different in this timeline. Real question, can they stop Vegas or will she create the American empire? So it could be interesting, guys. Y'all want to check it out. So I published this one back in June 8, 2022. So that's one I made. And was there another one? Oh, here's another story I made. I do talk about them in the other video, but I'll just have a link down here for that other video. And I'll also have my email address if you have questions with any of these stories. So I've been writing stories for basically since I was a kid, but I've been published on Amazon for like 6 years. Cause I had these stories, I had no idea how to publish them, but then I found out how I could actually publish them. If you have one of these Amazon Kindles, you will be able to read my story. I don't have any hard copies. I mean, maybe one day I'll make hard copies of my stories, but for now, I'm just sticking to digital. Cause I was trying to do a hardcover on like one of my stories, but I just got frustrated and decided to stick with digital for now. There is another story called Fight for Cash. Let's see if that one shows up. Fight. If you're a type that likes fighting, if you like fighting movies, you might like fighting stories, I don't know. I imagine if you're into martial arts, you might like this kind of thing. So Fight for Cash. Yeah, it pops up. After her husband is killed by the day of his last underground fight, a young woman, Nicole, is left in debt. She must find a way to provide for herself and her young son. She searched for a job but gets offered the same type of job that she hated. Her husband doing underground fighting. So you know where that's going. Her husband was an underground fighter. She would always complain about him doing it. And he promised that he's gonna fight one more time and he's gonna retire. But that never happened. He ended up being killed. And she ended up being in debt. But he also taught her how to fight, so now she's forced to go into underground fights, fight for cash to provide for herself and her family. And she does meet a guy named Matt, her husband friend, and they may become a couple. That's all I'm saying. Here's another one called The Corrector. I have this one pretty cheap, less than $3. So The Corrector. Justin is a young man with a normal job and with normal friends. From the outside, he seems like the average Joe who lives a normal, boring life. But behind closed doors, he's anything but normal. What nobody is I'll just say he's like Dexter, that hunts down and take care of horrible people who he believes deserve what they get. After finding a young woman, Mary, who has the same sense of justice he does, the two of them create an unholy alliance and take care of people together, while also being in a relationship. So just think, if Dexter Dexter and what's that one who he's with for a while? I can't think of her name. I believe it was season 5. They took care of people together. So it's kind of like that. With them. And I'll tell you, this story does start off with him attacking his father. But by the way, Justin, this story is like first person view, so you see it from Justin's perspective. So when Justin's attacking his father, he's like, Y'all think I'm a bad guy, don't y'all? Let's go back. So they go back. So the story goes back to before he was born. His mom meets his dad. It seems like they're gonna be a couple, but they don't become a couple. Instead, the dad soft them all. So this is why the son is beating up the father like 20 plus years later. Yeah, that's what his fathers get. So I just figure I'll try go in more details with these stories. Maybe get y'all interest. Because I know at some point I'm not sure what the limit is to record these videos on this phone. So and there's another one called Fight for Freedom. It's a sequel to the first one. So I'm not going to get into that one. So you want to check these ebooks out? First, just check out that link down here. Look at the other video. Because there's some story I just didn't go over in this video that you'll see in that video I made 2 weeks ago. Then you come back to me if you're interested. You could say, Ken, give me a free ebook. Obviously, I'm just going to give these stories to like 3 people. But you're curious about what any of these stories are about, you want more detail, I will have my email address down here. And I will go into more detail about any story that you want to know about. Even that title I'd want name like the Blank Witch, I'll tell you the full title of that story. But with that being said, have a good day. And if you want a free ebook, just say, Kent, I want a free ebook. And hopefully I'll be able to do a drawing this Saturday. Hopefully I'll actually be able to do it. But with that being said, have a good day. Bye for now.